We're on. Good evening and welcome to the February 7th meeting of the Board of Selectmen. If everybody rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening and welcome. We do have a public hearing this evening. Waterboro Board of Selectmen will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, February 7th, 2023, beginning at 6 p.m. And we're sorry for the delay, but we were doing an interview to receive public comment regarding a petition the town received to adopt a medical cannabis retail store ordinance that will allow medical marijuana retail stores in Waterboro. The proposed ordinance can be viewed on the town website at www.waterboro.me.gov. So I would open this up if the folks that ran the petition would like to speak. If not, then that's fine too.
Well, my name is Joe Coppolino.
Yep.
We currently own a medical storefront in Biddeford. We've been operating there for over 5 years now. And we're looking to kind of just bring a little bit of our business closer to home.
Yep.
And, you know, we just came in today to kind of put a face to the ordinance here, so you guys can see who we are. And, you know, hopefully, you know, we can be a little progressive here and move Waterboro a little one step further into the future.
Thank you.
So, thank you for your time.
Okay. So the intent of the public hearing is for us to take input from the public and the board, and then ultimately we have. Let me go through this. When a petition comprising initial or referendum has been certified as sufficient by the town clerk, the Board of Selectmen shall call a public hearing within 30 days. That is why we're here tonight. From the date of the filing of such petition, within 30 days after the public hearing, the board shall call either a special town meeting or schedule for the next annual meeting for the purpose of submitting to initiate vote questioning of the adopting of the ordinance. Okay, we have also a legal opinion from our the contents of the ordinance being proposed is fine. However, there is another step when if the townspeople approve at whatever, at the annual town meeting or whatever, all right, this to go forward, we then have to modify the zoning ordinance. So that would go to the planning board. So we're trying to find out now, and we'll solicit information from Southern Maine Planning, which Lee J is our representative on that board, the planning board, of what are the steps that'll have to be changed to incorporate that. So we will certainly, I think, we don't really have a choice but to go forward with a vote, either yes or no. But it does get a little bit more complex because we're trying to fit it into. We have a zoning ordinance that prohibits certain things within certain zones. So those will have to be addressed. And if we can get a copy from the zoning ordinance, from Natalie's letter, so that we can give it to these folks. Yeah.
And we can get the DJ too.
Right. So our intent is to work with the, and I guess we can go parallel here, where the zoning, the planning board goes through their exercise of public hearings and whatnot, and then it would have to come to the board for a public hearing, et cetera, so that if that article passes, then there would be a second warrant article, in my opinion anyway, that would say incorporate the changes to accommodate that, so. But we'll have to sort that all out with,
After the vote.
so we will,
That would have to be done after the vote or before the vote?
well, it could be in parallel to the vote.
Okay,
You could have,
which would be on the June election.
right, you could go through all of that exercise that the planning board has to, and that we have to,
Yeah,
all right? And it would be a referendum vote then to the townspeople to say, number one, if the retail medical cannabis ordinance passes, then the next question would be, do we change the zoning ordinance to incorporate all of those changes? And I don't think it's a lot, based on Natalie's comment. There was a handful of things that had to be
Because
changed.
she could not add to the ordinance as it was written.
Right, and her legal opinion is the ordinance is fine, it stands where it has to, or the proposed ordinance, but it has to be then incorporated into the zoning ordinance. So that's what has to change. And she doesn't believe that, I mean, ultimately, we can present it to the townspeople for a referendum vote, and all of that stuff gets passed. So we can do it in parallel, or we can do it subsequent to passing of the vote in June, and we'll go from there. So that's
Okay,
something that will,
if this passes in June, if we vote tonight to put this on the ballot for the townspeople to vote on,
yeah,
then the next step would be, in between then, the planning board would have to work at it, but would that have to go back to the townspeople in November to change the zoning ordinance?
No,
Or can we do it?
we can do
We
that.
can
It's
do
either-
that.
According
as
to
soon as the
Natalie's
planning-
note,
Okay,
it's either a vote of the townspeople or the Board of Selectmen.
yes,
can
good.
adopt. Okay? Other comments?
Just the one that was emailed in.
I do have an email that came in, and it's from Diane Gray, who is the broker, owner of Treeline to Shoreline Realty. She says, I own, in regard to the initiative to allow medical marijuana retail in Waterboro, I'm against it. I own a real estate company in town, Treeline to Shoreline Realty, it's Cocos Trail. We get calls frequently asking if we have retail stores in the area, as home buyers don't want to live in a town with these stores. The townspeople have already voted this down, and there are plenty of shops in neighboring towns of Hollis and Limerick. Ultimately, the people will have a vote, either yes or no, and that's really not the intent of this public hearing tonight. Is the public hearing would be whether or not, and I don't see that we cannot move forward, whether we either have a special election or we do it at the annual town meeting. So, any other questions, comments? All right, so there's been a discussion relative to in 2016, we had a number of votes on the 5 categories of commercial or adult marijuana sales. And one was up or down for social clubs, one was up or down for testing facilities, up and down was retail sales, up and down was a manufacturing of byproducts, and one was for adult marijuana grows within the town. So we're current zoning allows medical marijuana, okay? And I think the planning board has approved a couple of those in the past year or so. We have not dealt with a retail medical marijuana sales. So that will be the kind of the discussion here going forward. But and it was shall the town prohibit any and all retail marijuana stores? I guess you could say that might cover medical retail sales. That was defeated 362 to 294. So, and there was 23 blank. So, anyway, but the question was not whether or not retail medical marijuana stores. It was adult retail commercial stores. So, questions, comments? And after this,
My only comment is that I feel that we should send it back to the townspeople because it was their vote that did this. I don't feel that it's something that the board should handle at this time.
No, I agree, and we have to send it to the townspeople.
Yeah.
I mean, everything has been met to send it to the townspeople or send it to us, so.
yeah.
So
So
passing the buck, but the townspeople told us no. So
So
I
the real
want the
question-
townspeople to say yes or no again.
real question after tonight's public hearing is that we have 30 days to either have a special town, set a special town referendum vote, or to send it to the annual town meeting. So within 30 days after the public hearing, from the date of the filing, after the public hearing, the board shall call it either a special town meeting or shall schedule for the next annual town meeting for the purpose of submitting to an initiative to vote the question of adopting such an ordinance. Okay?
Yep.
So,
My suggestion is the June election because of the cost to the taxpayers of holding a special town meeting, and I'm not sure that we've got a place to hold it.
True that.
yeah, well, there is no more special town meetings.
Yeah.
It is a referendum vote.
Right,
So,
but I'm not sure that we have a place to even vote on a special at this point.
right.
Yep.
We're still in limbo here.
Well, we'll cover that later in the agenda. Any other comments? If not, I'm going to,
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
all those in favor? Opposed? Thank you, folks, for showing up. And we'll move on. And we'll let you know. They have a copy of the legal
Yes.
opinion?
Yes.
All right. So, let's move on. Any announcements?
Yeah, mine.
Yep.
Oh, I have this.
Okay.
That's why I have a copy.
I was trying to recycle it.
Any announcements?
I'm good.
Okay?
I do.
Yep.
I just want to make extend our condolences to our neighbors in the town of Newfield for the loss of Paul Pony Caldwell, 38-year veteran of Newfield Fire Department. He's been serving with them since he was age 14, and I'm told that he was at that time, not at age 14, but at age 23, he was appointed as the youngest fire chief in the state of Maine. So just want to extend on behalf of the town of Waterboro to our neighbors at Newfield Fire and the Newfield community for that loss.
Good.
Yeah, second that.
Okay, I don't see a contract deputy here. So we'll forego that. Any public comment? Nobody's running to the podium. Correspondence, we do have the treasurer's reports. We do have the legal opinion letter from the proposed marijuana ordinance. If anybody wishes to review that, they can pull it up off from the website or contact Laura. Contract deputy monthly reports are here for January. Doesn't look like very exciting stuff, right?
Some notable events and stuff you
Yeah.
have included, right?
Reports and staff initiatives. Selectmen's reports. Dwayne, anything?
No, just sorry about the dump closing with no notice the other day, and
Mother Nature took care of that.
Mother Nature did freeze things up, so it wasn't workable. I think there was some other ways of operating down there without closing it. I mean, if we'd have closed it on Friday knowing it was gonna be below zero, that's one thing, but to close it 10 minutes after it's open, it's a different story. And, sorry for the people that got there and went home with the back of their garbage, but today it was open, so that people can get there, but
And it'll be open
tomorrow.
Right.
Right.
Tomorrow, Thursday until 7.
Yep.
Yeah. Tomorrow night and Thursday night it'll be there or open till 7, so, yeah,
Anything else, Dwayne?
I don't believe so.
David?
I do not. Thank you.
Gary?
I'm sorry.
And I'm all set, so let's pass the baton over to...
Included on your agenda tonight, you have the contract for the plowing bids that we do need to move forward with, and I'm hoping that you will accept and authorize the signature on those. Previously sent you an email. That was boring. I previously sent an email informational to you guys regarding map 3 lot 55. Obviously you guys took action on that, but dug into it a little bit more, and we've opted to have our real estate attorney Jensen Baird dig into that, because we have located the prior owner, which we may not have followed all the steps here to foreclose on it many years ago.
No.
So it's being researched by them back in the early 90s. We've also communicated with Irish 57 regarding our costs involved with transporting the recycled trash to Eco Maine. I did send them in a cost estimate, and that's just under $13,000, $12,650.
Could you explain that?
What's that?
Could you explain what you were saying?
So we haul the recyclable material from the middle school, elementary school, and high school, correct? And that's about 90 tons a year that we're hauling out of those facilities.
Okay.
We own 2 containers, the school owns one of them, but we shuttle it to our facility
Oh, I see.
and then put it in the machine, compact it, and then we truck everything to Portland, to Eco
And we
Maine.
pay the tonnage.
Right.
Correct.
So we're passing the cost on to them instead of absorbing it?
Well, that's the
intention.
direction. We never have done that before.
Okay.
So we're in those conversations with them now, because we
Okay.
identify that in the budget as well.
Gotcha.
And that's our labor cost with the truck going there and picking it up.
Right.
Budget committee's wrapping up their work on the fiscal year 23-24 budget. We've been meeting regularly since January 9th, and most likely we'll be meeting for the last time on February 16th to finish things up.
23rd.
What did you say?
I thought you said last night the 23rd.
No, the 16th.
Okay.
Next Thursday, right? 16th. If you have not noticed, our low-cost tarp garage at Central Station failed this past Friday. Unfortunately, that tarp shed is used for covering essential equipment, but we're in luck right now because our primary ambulance is out of service and will be for probably another month. Our parts for the transmission will not ship from out in the Midwest until March 17th is what they're showing right now.
Can I ask you a quick question? If this ambulance goes down, what's our backup?
Right.
Number one.
Yeah,
Mutual aid,
we're-
right?
we've been relying on our mutual aid partners now for our second calls,
Yeah.
and we'll have to continue to do that. But if we run into a pinch, we've worked with our dealer before to see if they have a loaner or spare
okay.
ambulance that we can purchase for $1
Yeah.
for a period of time. We go through the process of licensing it and
Yeah.
putting it in service.
Okay.
So, but we're hopeful that at this point, I know we've reached out to Ford Customer Care, talking about the fact that it's an ambulance and 17th of March delivery or shipment of a part is unacceptable.
Yeah, really?
So, that's what I got.
Questions, comments?
We do have a new ambulance on its way,
Right.
which is, what, July?
Yeah, it'll be July, maybe July, August.
Yeah.
Once we receive the ambulance, what's the time frame of doing everything with it to get it ready for the road and training? And
So that truck will be very similar to the newer of the two trucks. And the newer of the two trucks is the one that's out of service right now too. But a couple weeks, 3 weeks,
Oh.
maybe not even that long.
Yeah.
Because it's a similar chassis.
Okay. Can you tell me, for the public also, what do we have for ambulances now? What are the year and makes and miles on them? Quickly, if you know.
I can give you a rough mileage. I don't
Yeah.
right off the top of my head. I know the newer of the two ambulances is the 2019, and that was actually an upgraded chassis because we had the accident up on New Dam Road a couple of years ago in the snowstorm. Was that 2018? I think we had the accident. So we have a new chassis on that truck. And that's approximately 80,000 miles on it already on that truck. I don't know what the engine idle time is on it, but it's considerable. The other truck is right around 100,000 as well, or actually just over. And that is a 2013 International. It's a little bit bigger suspension truck, but it's equivalent to the F550.
Okay.
That one is not four-wheel drive. The F550 that we have is four-wheel drive. And the new one coming will be a F550 four-wheel drive as well.
Thank you.
We did order that back in June. It was after, it was last year.
Last year.
Right.
So after we had the voting.
July
last year,
or somewhere,
we ordered it.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which was voted on 2 years ago,
Right.
correct?
By the time we get it.
Yeah, no, but 2 years ago, the townspeople voted to
Authorize.
authorize us to order it.
Right.
Yeah, no, last year.
End of last year, so it was on this last ballot.
Because we won't have
Okay.
any payment this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, because it's not funded until
Yeah.
the next fiscal year.
Just so you know, we've got a trash hauling truck that does have some type of a transmission problem, and the warranty is almost run out. And I believe that we're in the process of getting something in writing that they're gonna stand behind it somehow, but we could be without a trash hauling truck at some point here if the transmission or electrical end of it goes, however, yeah, I mean, we're hoping, but it could be gone when they have to replace it, or,
Is that the one that hauls the canisters?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. There is problems with that.
Yeah.
Don't let it be a surprise that the truck is down or out for a few days or even a month. So,
Yeah.
Anything else, Matt?
Thank you.
Okay. Let's move into new business. Discuss a vote to appoint a member to the Economic Development Committee. What is your pleasure? Don't all act at once.
Well, I'm looking for his name.
Yeah, same.
I lost my paperwork.
Abraham,
Abraham, what?
Mr. Brody, Mr. Abraham Brody.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we appoint Abraham Brody to the Economic Development Committee.
And do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion?
No.
Sensing none, all those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries 3-1. Discuss a vote to appoint a member to the Old Home Days and Parks Committee.
Make a motion to appoint Kelly Holman to the Old Homes Day and Parks Committee on her request.
I'll second that.
Okay? Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? All right. Discuss the vote to add the referendum question onto the June ballot. It was proposed by the petition. Here's just my suggestion. I think that let's find out. I mean, we don't need to act on this immediately. We've got 30 days, according to the charter,
From the date of the public hearing?
from the date of the
tonight,
public hearing,
Tonight.
right?
Okay.
So I would like to see from Lee J. or the planning board, what are the things that have to change, and we can make a decision then on whether or not we run these parallel, or we want to run them, have the vote for the referendum question for the ordinance, and then go through the process of modifying the zoning ordinance.
What, okay, now what happens if this is voted in and the zoning change is voted down? Then it's voted out the window.
That's right.
I mean, that was, but
So with that thought process,
is it voted out the window? Or with the right selectmen's board, would it be voted, could they reconsider that? Or go through the process and do it themselves?
Well, I think
I'm-
the zoning change to me doesn't have to, and it just my opinion, right? Doesn't have to go back to the people, because we have acted as the approver of all the zoning ordinance changes,
That's
all right?
where I'm going to.
Since we've changed the charter.
Yeah.
Okay? The vote on the ordinance, to me, goes back to the people, because the people voted in 2016,
Yeah,
to not allow these 5 categories of adult marijuana consumption, right? So, to me, that goes back to the people. We can add the second question to the people of should we incorporate the changes to the zoning ordinance to accommodate the medical retail marijuana ordinance, or we can take that on as a board, okay? That being said, all of the work has to be, it's either done in serial, in other words, we get the vote, and then we start the process of changing the zoning ordinance, or we can do them in parallel.
okay. Now, can we put that all in one article?
I would say no.
it's pretty muddy. if you
To
do that.
authorize the selectmen to change the zoning under section such and such
I would think,
to meet the new
I would think that we would want 2 articles, and we can certainly get a legal opinion from that. But I think before we consume all of this, let's get from Lee J and the planning board, these are the steps that we'll have to change in the zoning ordinance.
Okay, now, how about Lee J and Nadley in a workshop in a couple weeks with the planning board, right here?
Well, they can do that. I mean, that's.
I mean, so that everybody is on board.
We could do that, or we could just wait and see what the townspeople want when it's voted on, and then follow up with the zoning change after. So, I mean, we do have options, and we're really not pressed to make a decision.
Let's get from Lee J and the planning board,
Yeah.
and Natalie, if that's the
Yeah.
case, what has to change.
Because
We'll
there's
we'll bring this back on the 21st. We'll certainly within the 30 days,
Do I
right?
need to do a letter to Lee J, or no, because
Well, I think we probably ought to,
We probably should do a letter
we ought to
from the
send them,
selectmen.
right,
Okay.
right.
The 21st, I probably will not be here.
Well, I mean,
But there's
I don't see,
nothing to.
I don't, relative to putting it on
Yeah.
the June referendum, it's either that or we have a special referendum vote before that.
I don't
I
think we got
I think that
the
goes to June.
capabilities
I
of
think
doing
June
it at this
did that.
point.
Right, so I don't see us, I mean,
Yeah.
Because it also gives us time to work out the quandary of where we're gonna do this.
right.
With hopes that we find a place that we can vote in the town.
So my suggestion is let's take it to the next meeting, and we'll have some input from the planning folks to say, these are the things that have to change in the zoning ordinance. So we bring it back on the 21st.
Yeah.
We have a workshop prior to the meeting? Or,
I'm
We'll
not
just-
sure that we need a workshop. I think the planning board and
They can
Lee
respond
J
right
and the
So,
You've got-
they're meeting on the 15th, correct? So then you could bring it up there at that meeting?
there you go.
You got a workshop coming up,
I'll
isn't
send
you?
them a letter.
Yes, send a letter.
Yeah.
right.
So we'd have somewhat of a guidance from the planning board and Lee J
Right.
for the 21st. Okay. Good.
Okay?
And I will follow up with Natalie to
That
ask
makes
her
sense.
about the question of whether it's in 1, 2, or if there's some type of an opt-in, or if she's aware of anything if there's some dictation because of this.
Yeah, I mean, the real question is do we say in one referendum question, you accept the retail medical marijuana ordinance and all of the other steps that have to change in the zoning ordinance? I mean, I don't think that works in one question, but maybe.
No, I think
maybe
it's
it
pretty
does.
muddy
Right.
on one question.
Yeah.
So, but we need to understand, okay, is it just definitions that change, or is it sections that change? Let's find out from that. So we'll bring this back at the 21st meeting, okay? Anything else? Anybody disagree, or?
Nope. We're on the
No,
right
I'm
track.
good with it.
Okay. All right. Discuss and vote to approve the 3-year contract with Dayton Snow Fighters, or the snowplow contract.
I'll make a
We ought to
motion.
have a discussion there, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Not happy
I'll
with
make
the
a
price,
motion.
but go ahead.
Well, no, I mean, if you want a discussion, go ahead.
Go ahead, but make the
we got-
motion.
I feel that we got no choice here
Let's-
unless
let's-
we're gonna go buy trucks tomorrow.
Let's make
We gotta have
the,
somebody plowing and
let's make
sanding
the
our
motion.
roads, so,
I'll make the motion to accept this so we can get to the discussion part.
Okay.
I'll second it
Second,
then.
okay, so now we can have the discussion. I'm not sure that we have any real option here, right?
Well, does it have to be 3 years?
Well,
If it isn't, you're gonna go up in price again.
Here's my discussion with the with the finance committee last night, and the budget committee last night, is the worst thing that we can do is to rush into this,
Right.
okay? And if you have the 3-year deal, right, then it gives us all of that time to plan,
Okay.
right? So, there's a proposal that Jason's got in the capital plan to buy at least an upgraded 1 ton, as I call it, right? And at least start that process. But I think that we've got to have some rational plan to say, this is when we start asking permission to order trucks.
I was gonna say, you got a year and a half to get 2 trucks, and that's only a third of the town.
Do they have to be brand new?
No.
We did incorporate into the contract for year 3, if we were even remotely ready, to allow us to take up to 2 routes.
Okay.
In year 3.
That's a good,
So
all right.
he was, we went back and forth with Paul several times, and his desire is obviously to keep the contract intact the way he submitted in the bid process. But we got him to, he agreed that if we were in a position, if we were ready to start kind of picking into it, that we could take up to 2 routes.
Okay. Can you tell me, as well as the listening public, what do we pay for the amount of sand and salt that we have to use in addition to paying $750,000 to have somebody plow our roads?
Somewhere between 100 and 150,000 a year for sand and salt.
For sand and salt?
More, correct, more with the per tonnage now, right?
More with per tonnage is salt now at $77 a ton.
So is it easy to say that we're spending a couple $100,000 easily on
I would say
salt
you're
and
probably a
sand?
little bit closer to a couple $100,000 now with the price of
So
salt that jumped.
You take that and plowing, we're spending $1 million a year, folks. $1 million a year to plow our roads. And that lasts from November to March.
Our contract starts October 1st and it ends April 1st.
$1 million a year.
Each
So
truck
the-
is about 250,000.
The payment schedule for this contract is for the first fiscal year, which would start not this current winter we're in now, but next winter at $728,000. The following season would be $742,560, and the year after $757,410.
Plus the cost of salt.
What's that?
Plus the cost of salt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why we're in the discussions that we're in as far as expanding public works.
Right. And I think the public needs to know this. I ask people all the time, what do you think we spend? What do you think we spend? They have no idea.
Right.
They have absolute 100,000, 200,000, 500? No. $750,000, and they look at me like they don't believe me. It's so true.
And that's the question.
There
For us to make that
That's
transition, there's startup costs.
Exactly.
And, we're gonna see startup costs probably for the first couple of years, but as soon as we can get into it, call it year 4, year 5, we're gonna see those numbers drop.
Sure.
Because we don't have $750,000 spent to a vendor at that point.
Yeah.
And, he does a great job, don't get me wrong, but we've also had the conversations that we're kind of really need to look at this, because even though we have a 2-year extension, doesn't necessarily mean that he may not choose to retire at that point. And obviously, we had no other bids.
Right.
That was another big thing I was
So,
going to bring up.
we've
He's the
had
only
0
person that
bids.
bid. Right.
So in this budget, the one that 2 weeks ago you discussed with the budget committee, there's $190,000 just for sand and salt,
Okay.
okay? And I'm not sure, looking at Julie's stuff, whether or not,
I got another quick question.
What we
When
spent.
they have to have their trucks refilled, who does that? They do it themselves, or do we
They
have
do
to have
it
someone?
with their
do
own
it?
loader,
Yeah.
Okay, they have their
They're
own.
required to have
yeah,
a loader.
which
Alright.
is gonna have to change. We're gonna have to have a loader,
Mhm.
realistically, to load our own truck.
Oh, sure.
I mean, we can do it with that backhoe, but that backhoe is also plowing the parking lot.
Right.
So,
It's a
again,
complete infrastructure
yes,
thing we have to do.
and that backhoe will only go so high in the air. The
Sure.
loader goes another 2 feet to get over, if you've got a sander in the back of the truck, or if you've got a,
Right,
what I call a live body.
yeah.
Doesn't take quite as big a loader to do it, but.
So as of, the end of January, we'd spent $164,000 for sand and salt.
Okay.
And I would assume that you've,
This January?
yeah.
And the trucks have been
So,
hauling
a
in the
week-
last 2 weeks.
Week and a half
so.
ago.
And this, the discussion is nothing to do with the way the roads are plowed, because the company does an awesome job.
They do.
It's all to do with the cost, and should we be expanding public works so that we, as a town, can take over this project in the next, 4, 5, 6 years.
And we've had some really good conversations with Paul, and he understands the position we're in, and I think that he is willing to work with us as much as possible in year 4.
Yeah.
And he wants to see us be successful with this, and he understands that, I think, long term, that I think his goal is to retire as well. Our fear is that we don't have, there's not a lot of people that are getting into this business.
Right.
We don't want to get stuck similar to
Paul,
another town.
still
10
Paul
years
right
ago.
now
Very
is
hard
paying
to find
anywhere
people
from 30 to
come
40
work.
I understand that,
$1,000
but
a
we
year
gotta look.
per driver.
We
Oh,
got-
sure.
And
It
it's
should be.
not, and none of them are working by the hour, they're working by the season,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're not alone in this either.
Oh, no.
Exactly.
No.
Buxton did it
Buxton has
5 or 6 years ago, or 10 years ago, and,
done it, Leamington just did it in the last 5,
yeah.
Oh, really?
yeah, they've got their own public works,
Right.
3 or 4 trucks and
It's time for
3
us.
men, yeah.
Definitely need to explore it.
Yes.
Okay? So,
But the other thing is,
Or a motion?
the only,
Yep.
I got one more
Yep.
comment to Gary. The only other way to buy these used trucks is to have a facilities. So, because when you get an older truck, you gotta repair it.
Mhm.
So we gotta have a mechanic, or go all new, and it's under warranty.
Right.
And,
We still have-
and even in 3 to 5 years, the warranty's gone,
Yeah.
and the truck is still, so
Yeah, gotcha.
realistically, I'd rather have an older truck that's already broke in
Yeah,
and ready to go than I would some of these newer ones with this electronic
Stuff.
devices
Oh, yeah.
that are down more than they're up.
right.
And seen that within the state, and some of these towns have got, we got one right now, with that transmission. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't, and the only way they can even detect how it's going is read the dashboard and call it.
And there's no easy answer to that, because of even used trucks availability right now is
In there,
hard right now.
every one of them's gonna have the depth fuel in it, which
Yeah.
is a pain in the,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but it's the way that, you know,
Right.
Okay? We have a motion to approve the contract. All those in favor? Opposed? Okay, let's move on.
Are you going to
Things
authorize
a little
signing
bit.
of the contract
we will.
by the town administrator? And,
Yeah, I guess we've got, in essence, that was the proposal, right?
Yes.
Discuss vote to sign or authorize the signing of the proposed contract. So what is your pleasure there?
Do we have to make a motion for it?
Well, it's either that or,
I just say have Matt take care of it.
right? Anybody have a problem with that?
No,
I'll make a motion that the chair and the town administrator sign the contract.
That's fine too.
Okay.
Second,
Yeah.
Okay, all those in favor? Opposed? All right, discuss vote on town report dedication. Are we all set with Mr. Gobiel?
I'm good with it.
gotta get moving, right? Okay,
Unless anybody has something else.
Nobody's come forward either with different ideas, so I say we'll go with that.
I'd entertain a motion to move forward with that.
I'll make a motion that we move forward with Bob Govil's name.
Okay, have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? All right, discuss the vote to approve the minutes of the January 17th meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Okay, pending decisions, we got the tax acquired properties. Are we finished up with liens?
Christine is working on foreclosures. Yeah.
So as soon as she's done with that,
We're down to 13 parcels.
we'd have a
That's good.
refresh.
Very good.
That is good.
Okay.
From a high of what?
I think it was just around 30 if I'm right.
Oh,
I've been a couple different places, and this one and that one will come and say, hey, I'm working on it, please help me, because I'm working on it, so, you know, it's nice to see that they are paying them.
Okay? Week's action list. We're all set. You're gonna send off a note to Lee J or whoever, and agenda items for next meeting, other than we're gonna bring back the medical marijuana ordinance.
and whether we're gonna do whatever with it
Yeah,
for a vote.
well, we'll have to make a decision on,
Yeah.
so.
We just
So
need to
that,
talk for you.
right, so we're gonna have, we'll have some information in the packet.
I've got a question. Storage repairs of electrical, these new electrical vehicles, or facilities after they're burnt, or storage of these vehicles. And is it time to set some type of zoning up so that these things aren't stored within so many feet of residential property, or they're not set in a building after they burn? What they're saying is they need about a 50 by 50 area with nothing around it, because 9 times out of 10, if they burnt and they've been hauled in, they're going to burn again. I don't know if anybody's seen the news, but coming down 295 the other night, they put 20,000 gallons of water on a vehicle, and it caught fire on the rent truck coming down 295 the second time.
Wow.
And, so, but these type of storage facilities, I don't know that we've got one in town, or we have no zoning to control it, so.
So where do we get that information?
I don't know.
Is that something that, I guess, we could tee up with Southern Maine, Lee J, and say, okay, what's everybody doing about
Electric.
electric vehicles, storage, or?
The other question is, if any of these garages are repairing them, there's a reason why they're repairing them, and are their facilities burn proof? You know? Right now, we haven't got water enough in the water system to put one of them cars out. If they pump 20,000 gallons of water out, South Waterboro's gonna be without drinking water for a while. And it's something that we need to look at with the water district. And do we want this type of facilities here in town? I don't wanna drive business away, but on the other hand, I don't wanna put our fire department out of business either.
Good point.
Let's see if we can And
And it could be,
maybe-
it could be
maybe-
existing shops.
Maybe through
Yeah.
your connections and
Well,
National Fire and whatnot.
If anybody wants to see a beautiful building, Layton just built one that's almost bomb-proof. Their back building we just added on to, he ain't even got a doorway going into the rest of the garage. It's completely concrete and steel roof. And that baby, you'd have a hard time, but that's for the structure that he's just put up. Not for electric cars by any means, but he did one heck of a job putting that building up. But I'm just saying, we do have a structure in town now that has been built similar to what I think needs to be done. If we're gonna have these type of facilities, it needs to be done so that the seller can help put them out, you know.
Let's find, you know, either from Southern Maine or from, you know,
Well, they run.
EMS or whatever. Find out at least what are we doing with them, or what is, how do you?
Or where, how do we store them?
Right, right.
I was talking to somebody and they was talking a dip tank, concrete
Wow.
swimming pool, and they needed to be in the water for several days to extinguish them completely.
And Matt, foam doesn't work on that? or-
I have heard that one.
Yeah,
It takes a lot of water on some of those, depends on the size of the vehicle.
And that's on a car. Imagine
that's on
school
a
bus.
car, that's not on a truck.
So the foam doesn't work, or is it all foam that they're trying
It's
to put up?
copious amounts, but you're trying to cool those
Oh.
batteries. And,
So the idea is trying to cool the battery down?
you're trying to cool that from the burning, but
There
it's
was
just,
quite an
Really
article
nice.
on Channel 6 this morning,
Uh-huh.
I don't know, about 7 o'clock.
Very nice.
Even on these lithium batteries that are in your house.
Oh, sure.
How quick that goes up and the fire damage of these little handicap golf carts.
Yeah.
Yeah, even cell phones and whatnot, you cannot, I mean, you can't airship anything that's got loose batteries in it,
Yeah.
so.
But it
Because-
showed how quick those went up and the amount of flames that go with it.
Yeah.
And, but it's something that we don't want to be behind the 8 ball on.
What did I do?
All right,
Got a question for Matt on that. Would it make more sense to have a small airtight vault of some type? Because fire can't go without oxygen, right?
for us to have an airtight vault,
Rather than a big 50-foot, you know, whatever. Just curious.
I don't understand what
You're
you're.
talking about a concrete floor.
Yeah, rather than like a huge concrete building,
Yeah,
a
but you-
tip tank or whatever, would it make any sense to have something that is airtight somewhere? I don't know, not you necessarily, I don't know where it would be, but.
You know, so for the town to
A
create,
small airtight.
For anybody to create,
Oh.
would that be something that's,
I honestly
would it work?
don't, so personally, I don't think we have infrastructure for batteries, or for the vehicles yet. I mean, I don't, how many charging stations do we have in Waterboro? How are you gonna, I just don't think we're there yet, so maybe that's not the question you've asked me for my opinion on it, but I don't think we're ready for it, personally. And I don't know enough about them yet. We're seeing more of them, but
I haven't seen anything, Dave, on any of that. As far as airtight, I agree with you, fire can't burn without oxygen, so, but
But
I've never seen anything
how are you
yet.
going from point A to point B with that? So, you know, I have a problem, so I'm going to drive into this airtight container and park there and wait, or, you know, you're in Lori's driveway and her electric car catches fire, and we're not coming to haul it. We're not coming to haul it from her house to this bunker.
Yeah.
But I hear what you're saying, because we've seen it with other type of containers before, and for lobby type things where you can put stuff in,
Yeah.
box them in, but I just don't think they're built for infrastructure yet, personally.
Yeah.
anything else?
And maybe put me to ask my opinion on it, but
Well, no, I mean, and I don't have an answer, but watching what's going on and listening to everybody wanting electric, that ain't the answer in my mind, because
His gas truck wouldn't even start in the cold the other day.
Right.
for him. He should
All right.
have put it in the garage.
We seem to be
Wandering off.
here, so,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
all those in favor? Good night.